Another day, another chance, another win, another day, precisely to all of your talk that we go over now. It's a very important topic. Sorry for that. That was very unprofessional of me. So I've stretched on the recording, but well, that's just me. Today I'll be going over a to-do list. Right, there's a to-do list that we've been making use of. So I'm going to be going over it. So yeah, right. So yeah, but what I'll be doing is I'll be making use of two servers. One that's connecting to Node, my DB.json server, and one that's connecting to my main app. One that's connecting to my uh, DB server, and the one that's connected to my main app. So let's get to this and let's go. And yeah, obviously the reason why, and obviously in my previous video I did chapter 9, but you couldn't really hear it. But my navigator was Ernest. You know, so yeah, this is pretty much the technical difficulty fix. So let's get to this and let's go. So, yeah, yeah, let's do this, man. Let's get into this, man. Okay, so you got your user profile, right? So you got your node modules, JSON server, JSON server that's CMD, JSON server that's PS1, right? And then you got your node modules again. Right, so this is pretty much your app data, your user profile stuff. Your JSON server CMD, so on and so forth. Then JSON server PS1. So that's what you have. Okay. So yeah, and then what else you have is got your app as well. Right, you got your app as well. You got your app too. So what your app has is you got your app. Got your app.jsx. Your app.jsx, what you have is you import React, you use reduce from React, then you import to-do list from to-do list. Got a constant to-dos, initial state to-dos. Then you got, your empty script, right? So you got your export, which is constant to-dos context. That create context. Then you got your function app, const state dispatch, use reducer, to-dos reducer, to-dos initial state. Then return to-dos context dot provider value equals state dot comma dispatch, then to do list, to do context provider, so on and so forth. And then yeah, your switch case, what Ernest went over, was your switch case. So your switch case is return case, get return state to do's. Please add to do's, state to do's, action payload, spread our state and assign to do's, return case delete const filtered to do state, state dot to do's dot filter to do id not strict equal operator choose action dot payload dot id, then return. In case edit, const update to do index, update to do, so on and so forth. So this is your switch case. This is your message. Next, it also React that create route a document dot get element by ID render React that strict mode app React that strict mode import React DOM from React DOM. So this is your main app, and then you got your to-do list. Uh, your to-do list. So you got your to-do list. So what you do is import your Axios. It's pretty much the library that you import for your endpoints, APIs, so on and so forth. Rainfall as UUID v4, you know, React app, React Bootstrap, so on and so forth. Then function to do list, const state, dispatch, use to do's context, const to do text, set to do text equal to state, then const edit mode, set edit mode, use state false, const edit state, set edit to do, use state, const button title equals edit mode, edit add, then const endpoints, so HTTP localhost 3000 to do's, right? Const save to do's, use API endpoint, use effect to greater than dispatch type get payload save to do's, so on and so forth. Then console handle submit equals async. If edit mode await access at patch endpoint plus to do ID text to do text dispatch type edit payload edit to do text and set edit mode false, set edit to do no. Then so it's pretty much if else statement, so continue to do ID v4, then text to do text await access at post endpoint new to do dispatch type add payload new to do set to do text in return. So you got your div element form action form group control ID to do form that control type text please enter to do unchange event set to do text value to do text, and then your button variant primary type submit button title button so on and so forth. So you edit delete states to do's that map to do the text. Then you got your event listener to do edit mode edits to do right, and then you got your button variant link edit, and then you got your unclick wait await access that delete space type button variant link delete so on and so forth. And then and then yeah, then you got React that strict mode app React that strict mode. Okay. Hey. And then yeah, and then you got your tweets, man. Well, I don't know what we're gonna use that for, but yeah, we got your tweets. Let's check. So we got that. And then use API.jsx. So we fetch our API's initial state empty array. So this is pretty much an empty array for data. Then to call data when a component is mounted, use effect get data, then const get data async, then const response wait, access get endpoint, so on and so forth, then export default use API, so on and so forth, and then yeah, right. Then you got your public. Then plugins React, export default, define config, so on, so forth. Right. That's pretty much what you have. Then you got your user profile. I mean, that's pretty much what we got, what we're dealing with. Then what you'll do is, because our to-do.json needs to run in our terminal before we're able to access anything, right? But your ID text one, ID text, ID text, ID text, ID text. So you got, you got, and then you right. So it's pretty much got these. These are pretty much the defaults that we have. So you run your JSON server to do.json. You run your db.json on your server, right? So yeah, you got that. So in order to access that, you run this. And then to run your main app, you're gonna run this part right here. So sources, assets, app.jsx, right? Right. So yeah, app.jx. So that's pretty much what we have. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what we have. Yeah. So yeah. So what I'll do here is, I'll press learn Java engineering, learn Java engineering, and that. Then what that does, as you can see here, an ID with the ID name, then my text, learn Java engineering. So that's pretty much what I have here. So added one, then computer science, computer. As you can see here, then exercise. Exercise no whole. Exercise my whole body. Then you press delete. Okay, delete. So as you can see, everything got deleted there. Then yeah, exercise my whole body. You know, then learn theology. You know what I mean? Guys, so learn theology. Right? And then after that, right, inspect. Right, so reload my page. And as you can see here, everything's been debugged. So these are all the things that I'm making use of. Right? I'm so holy. I feel so holy right now. Yeah. Right. And then yeah, you got your to-dos client main.jsx, React refresh, env.mjs, React.js, so on and so forth. I mean, it's pretty much your whole 9 yards. Your to-dos, your that SVG, and then your client side, your to-dos, localhost, which is your to-dos, and size 304, 200 means everything's okay. It's been modified, everything's been modified, but it's still okay. 101 switching protocols. 204 means there's no content. 304 are not modified. Not modified, so nothing's been modified. You know what I mean? So that's what pretty much means, man. And then yep, so that's pretty much what you're dealing with. So let's build for my main app and then node for my db.json. So yeah, that's what I have. So my JSONs we store everything. I just pretty much store everything there. And then yeah. I mean that's pretty much what you're dealing with here. So yeah. Nothing less, nothing more. Yeah. 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 And then my network speed or the amount of time it takes for information to go from data to info. So as you can see, it took 12,000 seconds. 12,000 seconds, so on and so forth. And yeah, that's what you're dealing with. Thank you very much for watching my video. Take care of this, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you. Thanks.